Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to the 251st Rony's Tuesday Fun Race, round number 7 of 2021 from Fern Bay Black Reversed in the FXO. I'm Peter Butcher, you're watching simbroadcasts.tv, and joining me tonight in the commentary box is Eoin, Harmon and Zdravko Topolnjak. Zdravko, you've joined us for the last couple of rounds, and what do you reckon is going to be the story tonight around this very technical track in a very technical car?
Well, good evening, everybody. I think the main story will be trying to keep the front tires alive. Kudos to everybody that manages to do that, because even though it's only 11 laps, this car is really harsh on the tires, and this track isn't really helping the guys at all.
No, absolutely not. Tonight we are on round 7, as I mentioned. Next week we'll be in the FXR, the big brother, I guess, of the FXO at Kyoto GP alternate. But today, all the focus is on the FXO at Fern Bay Black Reversed. Eoin, do you want to tell us a little bit about this combo and what the drivers have got to be careful of around the lap?
Certainly, Pete, and hello everybody. This is the granddaddy of the Fern Bay configuration. Has both your typical layouts all in one, so you'll be dealing with the big drops in the, let's say, turn 26-27. There you have the chicane to worry about, and then you have high speed sections, the likes of turn 12 all the way up to turn 14. So the drivers will be in for a very tough challenge, as we heard the tires are going to be a big issue. We have to keep an eye out on that.
Absolutely, Eoin. Qualifying is underway. It's been going underway for about 53 minutes. We have about 7 minutes remaining in the session, and then there'll be 11 lap race at 10 past 6 UTC. Just a recap of the car. If you're not familiar, the FXO is a front-wheel drive, 1.9 litre turbocharged flat-4 engine, and it's a beefy fella. It's just over a ton. So plenty for the drivers to handle. A lot of power going through the front wheels, but equally a heavy car. So especially around a long lap like Fern Bay Black, you end up with quite a lot of energy going through the front tyres. Even in a sprint race, it's going to be difficult for the drivers to manage those tyres. I'm sure we'll see a lot of different capabilities up and down the field as people struggle with those as we begin to get to the end of the race. Gents, tell me about what's happening on the track, and we'll take the viewers to qualifying.
So at the moment in quali, we have top 4 kinda broken out time-wise. We have Cardo on provisional pole position, Laguka 2nd, Katila 3rd, and Sides Fast 4th place. All 4 drivers are kinda in the similar time bracket, so I'm guessing the race win will be contested between those 4 drivers. Behind them, we have Spikey and Unite, and after them we have Onur, Misho, Mandula, and GRT Climbs rounding up the top 10, and the 10th place is already almost 3 seconds slower than first place.
Yeah, it's quite a huge gap, isn't it, Eoin? And also making a note that we've got 40 cars again trying to qualify for RTFR. Excellent turnout once again.
Yeah, and there's a bit of traffic to contend with. I'm looking at Xtoff just off screen here with Ricardo pushing as hard as he can to maintain pole position. So even with the 6.6 kilometers, there's still drivers that are still too close for comfort. But yeah, Ricardo cuts through that fast chicane, turns 18-19 there, heading down to sector 3. If he can find a 2-minute 53.6 even, that would make his life a lot easier, with the goose gas just 2,000s or 200s behind.
Yeah, and the unique thing about this circuit is that it's one of the longest tracks in for speed. It's got one of the longest lap times, and the top 3 are super close. And as you mentioned, Zdravko, you end up with this really large disparity between the top 10 even. I mean, look, the gap down to P10 at the moment is nearly 3 seconds. It's unbelievable.
Oh, the skill needed to drive this car fast and consistent is really high. For me personally, this car is hardest to drive of every car in LFS, so I'm guessing I'm not the only one feeling that, and the times on the chart really show it. I'd like to point out that for now, only one driver isn't in the top 40 out of drivers that made a lap. But I also see that Rony is
Wow.
making his first lap, and I
Rick
kind of
Cardle,
think,
sorry. Rick Cardle just improved
So,
from
yeah,
what was already a
that's
stunning
time.
lap time. Yeah, sorry.
Amazing
Continue with
time.
your point, please.
Yeah, I'm watching at Rony. He's on his first hot lap and probably the last one, surely the last one, because there's no more time in quali. And if he makes a mistake, he will not get in. But considering his pace in last races, I think he should get in, and that would mean that Gordon Freeman doesn't qualify in top 40.
Yeah, Pit Lane Racer is currently on the bubble as well. He's out in P41 at the moment, and as you mentioned, a driver who has qualified for every round of the season so far, I think, Ian Donny, yet to set a time, so he'll want to be there. I was just looking to see whether the driver who always seems to be battling with Donny is on the grid. Yes, Yaroslav Donolik is here. He's in P27 at the moment, so Donny needs to get that lap in.
Preferably P27 or somewhere around that, right?
Wow, it's
I
preferably
was
on pole position for him, I guess.
I was watching Yaroslav doing. He did a race sim before, and even on lap 8, his tires were red hot front tires. So it will be hard.
I've got Michael Malik from Master Race Car on the screen, and I wonder what he's planning, because he's currently running the Ever Given livery on his FXO. That is amazing.
That's the ultra contemporary meme there, the talking point of this month. So we know in a GT2 Challenge, the FXR is known as the bus. So do we have a cargo vessel on track now, guys?
We do. That's amazing. Kudos to Michael Malik there. I like the little slogan on the back as well. I don't know if you guys can read it. It says "You shall not pass."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I like that a lot, Michael. Well done.
Donny gets through in 35th. He had a big moment in last turn. He went to the grass with whole car, but manages to get it in, and now he's got a place in the race.
Good stuff. We are just under 2 minutes away from the end of qualifying. There's still a lot of cars out doing laps, even after an hour worth of qualifying. We know it tends to get pretty intense at the end of this session, but Rick Cardle leading by nearly 0.2 of a second over Vitatas Lagutskas and Yoni Kasila. But yeah, really, really impressive lap times and consistency from Rick, actually, because he not only had pole, he then went and bettered his time before anyone else could. At the moment, Pit Lane Racer has displaced Gordon Freeman, I believe. Currently in P40.
Correct, yeah.
I don't know what it is. Every time I seem to put Pit Lane Racer on screen, it doesn't matter what series it's in, he's always got some damage on his car. Struggling at the moment. I don't know what he's doing with that, but anyway.
I'm not seeing Gordon Freeman on the server at the moment, so I'm thinking he will not be able to improve.
Possibly just fancied having a go at the combo and seeing where we go. A driver who's had a number of successful races recently, Genuine Racing Unite, currently outside the top 5, sits P6. He's on a lap, see if he can improve on this final attempt. I don't know. The last. I mean, what did Unite take part in the TBO challenge by Genuine Racing? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was in the Subaru, wasn't he?
Oh, of course, he was driving the RB4. That's why I don't recognise the what's going on here. So yeah, I wonder how Nico's going to handle the front-wheel drive FXO. Currently entering the final sector of the lap.
Well, I talked with him today, and he commented that he doesn't like how the car steering changed during the latest update, because now he has less steering angle with the same with 900 degrees on the G27 that he uses. So he has to turn a lot with wheel to get the car turned.
Yeah, that's certainly not a comfortable experience, Zdravko. So time is now up, so any driver still on hot lap will be able to register that time. Otherwise, it's going to be the grid as is. Ayub there in 25th place on a 2:59.35. With a few extra tenths, he could gain 2 or 3 places, but He's got to get a move on. Oh, and 7-9 was on the racing line for Redbot. I was looking at Redbot there, and he just managed to avoid him at the rather treacherous turns 20 and 21. We're now looking at Spiky here.
Yeah,
Go
the
ahead.
car that Unite needs to displace, Spiky, is just beginning a lap, so let's see what he can manage on his lap. Unite will be coming across the line pretty soon, I expect, to conclude his. There he goes, and no improvement.
Three more times coming in, because SBTV's Thilo Falkenberg is now in the drop zone. Didn't catch that.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to make it through with that lap time. That'll be the second time in a row. I'm not sure. Yeah, it might have been the second time in a row, in fact, for Thilo. Lorenzo here is definitely qualifying. He's P19 at the moment. And yeah, we just need to wait to see where Spiky will end up. Spiky is currently on his lap, entering the overpass section across this tramline bridge. And he'll enter the fast-flowing final few turns of the lap. And yeah, he's within a second of pole, currently 0.8 of a second off of Rick Cardle's time, which doesn't look like it's going to be beaten at this point, it has to be said.
He goes to the grass a bit. His sector 3 is similar to Unite's, so that's kind of way out of Ricardo's time.
This is such a tricky combo, isn't it? And as Spiky taps the tyres there, this isn't going to be an improvement, I don't think. Quite a scruffy end to the lap. We'll run onto the grass a little bit, yeah, and we'll abort that run. So that looks like it. Rick Cardle will take pole position from Vytautas Lagutskas for Last Lap Motorsports. Joni Katila will be in P3. Fast for Sidus will be P4, and Spiky will be P5. We'll get official confirmation of the qualifying results in just a few moments' time. There we are then, Rick Cardle for Sidus on pole, ahead of Vytautas Lagutskas for Last Lap Motorsports. World Class Lions represented in P3 by Joni Katila. Rick Cardle's teammate Fast in P4, Born to Race Spiky P5, Unite in P6, Owner in P7, Mishu P8, Mandula P9, and Climbs rounds out the top 10. Pekka Koivunen for World Class Lions in P11, Thamuli in P12, Michael Malik with the Evergreen livery in P13, Jari Katila in P14 for World Class Lions. Then it's the hosts. The other race green driver in the top 20 is Falcon in P15. Then we've got Timu Soini in P16 for World Class Lions. Sim Broadcast's own Kid in P17, Cozzy in P18, Lorenzo P19, and Twincam in P number 20. On our second screen, we have Jox for FNS in P21, followed by his teammate 7-9 in P22. Redbot, Lakota, Ayub, Rony, Yaroslav Donelik, Magic, Alessio Ramito, and Tim DC round out the top 30. Then we've got Matteo, Texas, Elmo, Extoff, Donny, Firexter, Kirsch, Skattle, Expabluski, and Mies rounding out the top 40. And on our final screen, we have Pit Lane Racer, Thilo Falkenberg, Gordon Freeman, Ken Johansson, and MK Tama, who will not make the cut. Although, if anybody ahead of them, guys, doesn't end up taking the start, then these guys will be promoted. Pit Lane Racer first, then Thilo, then Gordon, then Ken and Tama. So we might see them in the race.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It's obviously unfortunate to get kicked out of a session based on your time. But if you can get a spot in the race after all, that's cool.
Absolutely. So we have just a few minutes remaining before the start of the race, which means we have time for a couple of notices. We love to do notices, don't we? The main news is that we have a big race coming up this weekend, a team challenge, and that is the conclusion of the 2021 season of the NDR GT2 Challenge, the 6-hour endurance race from West Hill International on Sunday, the 4th of April from 2:30 UTC here on simbroadcasts.tv. It's going to be a bumper grid. We expect a load of teams to be competing in that. It's going to be an exciting affair. We love our endurance racing here on the channel, and it's been a while since we've done an endurance race, hasn't it?
Yeah, it would have been December time, if my memory serves me correct, at Aston, or the TBOs.
Yeah, the last endurance race organised by NDR as well. So the TBO challenge ended with a 6-hour endurance race at Aston. You're right, Owen. Aston North, I think. And this time we are heading to West Hill International at the beginning of April. Owen, will you be competing in that?
I will indeed. Yeah, I have my SMR HE teammate Stephen Martin. We are paired up, but if we can find a third driver, that would certainly boost our chances. I've been practicing really hard for this one. And I do really enjoy driving the track, but it doesn't enjoy me. So I just need to figure out how to not get on the grass in my first 10 laps, and I'm grand.
Well, best of luck. Zdravko, will you be competing in the GT2 challenge?
Yeah, I will, but Eoin said they need a teammate. I heard that Hero Loco is searching for teammates. Maybe ask him.
Well, thanks for getting that out on the stream.
Have to get in touch.
Good advertising.
Yeah, that's advertising for him. I'll be doing the race with my teammates. There will be 4 of us, so we plan to do each one stint, and then I don't know, one unlucky guy will have to do 2.
Great. Well, I look forward to seeing you both in the race and also in the commentary box at some point. Would be good fun. It's a long race, so there's plenty of time for you to put a microphone in front of your face as well as your steering wheel. Should be a fun one. Anyway, back to tonight's action. We are at Fern Bay Black Reversed in the FXO Turbo. A pretty notorious combination, it has to be said. Very long lap with lots and lots of corners, and a car that doesn't always like corners, the FXO Turbo, putting plenty of energy through its front tyres. We should probably also point out that we have some other action coming from RTFR over the next few weeks. The next RTFR will take place in 2 weeks' time on Tuesday, the 13th of April, at Kyoto GP Alternate in the FZR. Also, in the news for Rony's Tuesday Fun Race, we have a 61 lap race on the 20th of April with the Fox at Fern Bay Gold. That's going to be amazing. So, Zdravko, I know you love the Fox. You'll probably want to be driving in that one rather than commentating on it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I will definitely not be commentating.
Okay,
it's a great track for Fox. It's an awesome track for Fox. I really love racing FE3 with Fox, and I think it will be again packed server with a lot of good racers going at it.
Yeah, Rony's chosen a very good combination for that. I do worry it might be a bit short with the number of drivers we've been seeing here. The Fox is a quick car. It's a short track, and 61 laps of Fern Bay Gold awaits us on Tuesday, the 20th of April here on Sim Broadcast. I cannot wait for that. That's going to be amazing. Yoni Katila is to thank for that choice because he won the last one, I believe. Anyway. Or second, yes. Second in the previous RTFR XL. Owen, you've got a few facts for us for this evening, kindly provided by Thilo Falkenberg. Why don't you start working your way through a few of those while we wait for the grid for this race tonight?
Of course, Thilo, thank you very much as always. The very first fact I'd like to point out is on January 4th, 2011, we had the very first RTFR race here at Fern Bay Black Reversed. That was won by STO Cars 88, and that's the 11th season now we've covered RTFR. This is our 40th overall time visiting Fern Bay. Most recently was the 239th event that was won by Sidus Gabor. But it's Sidus Botzi who has completed just 3 races so far and still has a very healthy spot in the championship. And then this is the 6th time we've run at the Fern Bay Black combination with 3 of those in reverse. The XRG was run by Genuine Racing Unite. That was his victory back then. And the FXO, let's talk about that briefly. It's the 4th time it's been run at Fern Bay. Cadet won the 151st time there. And then the 28th time was SBDO Reno with 19 drivers and 16 finishers. And the most winningest driver in the FXO is Sidus Botzi with 2.
Thanks for that, Owen. And speaking of Sidus, they are topping both the drivers and teams championships, as you saw on your screen there. Sidus leading the way with 220 points, a healthy margin, 53 points over Race Green Autosports. World Class Lions, third place, the sponsors of the series, sponsoring €400 for RTFR for the teams and drivers championship at the end of the year, which is awesome. Born to Race in P4, Master Race Car P5, SBTV P6, Fragmasters P7, Alma Course P8, Fortunato Racing Team P9. And that's all the time we have. We are going to the grid for the start of the race in just a couple of seconds' time. Let's go racing indeed. Owen, take us away for the start of the race.
Yeah, here we are with Ricciardo on the pole position. Very little space to give up here, as those grid spots are very tightly bunched together. And in the reverse configuration, we're heading down the start-finish straight into the left-right combinations for turns 1 and 2. So any letdown will be punished. So here we go. It is a good getaway at the front. Everyone seems to be getting away cleanly here.
The amount of cars again, I'm always staggered, and we've got a change for the lead already. Lugutskas has got a great start. He's up into P1 already, Owen.
Yeah, it was a fabulous getaway. I'm just looking at Owner just behind some of these guys in the BWT car. Now heading to the right-hand turn. Lugutskas is away cleanly. Yannick Cattell on the inside. He's going to block Fast's position there. Spikey runs a little bit wide in the background, but he's got the place covered. Background, look, everyone looks okay in the background as well. Climbs is in the top 10 as well.
In the far back, Pitland Racer and Firexter crashed together. They're both trying to get back to the pits, but Pitland Racer has full damage on his front left suspension. But yeah, it looks like he will be able to make a full lap. Or not, he spins again.
Full damage in the first part of the lap.
Yeah, that doesn't resemble much of a motor vehicle, unfortunately, Zdravko, but well spotted.
Yeah, I mean, he made the grid, and he's had an incident already. Vitautas Lugutskas has opened up a little bit of a gap over Ricciardo. It has to be said. I know that it's not much; it's only the opening lap, but these top four are already bunching up. There's a bit of a void to Spikey in P5. He's under pressure a bit from Nika Pantola. Genuine Racing Unite is in P6, where he started, and then there's that BWT livery from Owner, who is currently P7.
Just off camera here, Pete. The Hifmuli lost a few places on the run up to turns 12, 13, and 14. He seems to have it under control now. He's in 15th.
Yeah, and as we head through the chicane for the first time, it looks like Lugutskas is coming under threat. There's going to be a move for the lead here. Lugutskas on the brakes early, side by side as they head into this. Oh, that's tight. And there's contact. Rubbings Racing. There we go. Side by side off onto the bridge. Zdravko, it looks like Yannick Cattilla's sniffing a little bit of action here.
Yeah, there was some heavy handbrake work by Lugutskas. And he gets the place.
Here comes Yannick.
Yeah, he will just have to slot in. But you know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of Michael Malik, because with his skin, I just got a flashback of him parking it in the middle of chicane and going like, putting the car there so nobody can pass.
Well, so far, the Ever Given is making its way around. It's not blocking the road yet, but we expect to see that blocking the road at some point in the next 11 laps.
We're in the Caribbean though, guys. So
Eoin attacks Rick.
And Fast is going to make it a 3-wide. Well, he's going to think about it at least.
I think that will just filter. Oh, Fast might take Eoin because he has the inside line. And nice draft from his teammate.
Yeah, that was nice.
Oh yeah, Eoin doesn't give up.
Oh! Fast in the wall.
Oh, it's a head-on collision with the barrier.
That's going to be game over. That's unfortunate. Fast retires.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. It was a bit of leg hit, I think, because the hit wasn't so hard between those two.
Yeah, it's a really, really unusual one to see, actually. You don't often see that happening. Wow, I mean, that's going to hurt the team championship for Sidus, that's for sure. Only one Sidus driver remains in the race, in fact.
Yeah, I need to say that I'm amazed that Botsi isn't running this race. I know he lost the FXO.
Yeah, a little bit strange not to see Botsy around. I wonder what he's doing. As we see Pekka Koivunen having a little bit of a fight with is that Kozzy? I think it's Kozzy.
Kozzy, yeah. I was looking at Twin Cam. He made the overtake on the last lap against Lorenzo.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but that Black Hole Motorsports livery always gives me a little bit of nostalgia. Such a classic livery for the FXO and Live for Speed.
And Cardo hits the wall, okay, and Eoin almost attacked him, but then decided to lift. One thing to point out that the pace of this top three that we have now in qualify, Ricardo was 0.15 seconds away from world record. So they were basically running world record pace in qualifying already.
Yeah, it is incredible. It looks like Rick's broken away from Eoin a little bit, and he's actually pretty close to the Gutskas. The Gutskas running his Chad Esports livery, even though he's driving for Last Lap Motorsports in this race.
Yeah, Eoin went a bit sideways with rear tires on the chicane.
So far, Fast has been the only retirement in the race, touch wood. We're watching Jari Katila, who is trying to get past the Ever Given, which is not going to happen if the news headlines over the last few days have been anything to go by. Michael Malik doing an absolutely excellent job of holding everyone up. And yeah.
Oh, that's SBTV's kid just made a little bump into the car in front. But he seems to be alright.
Oh, goodness me. The Gutskas is in all sorts of trouble here. Rick Cardle looks like he really wants that place back, and I don't blame him. That was really close through the chicane.
Cardle is really putting Laguskas under immense pressure. He's a lot faster over the curbs.
Yeah, this is giving me flashbacks to our coverage of the SMRC round 2 at Charlotte Roval last week, where the cars were bouncing over the curbs like this. Huge curbs here at Fern Bay. Look how close Rick Cardle is to the back of Lagutskas' car now. He's not giving him any room. This is impressive stuff, but Lagutskas is doing everything he needs to do at the moment.
Spinner at GRT climbs. He's made a mistake. Would it be turn 5 or something like that? Yeah, about turn 5. He's gone wide, and he's going to lose all those places.
He's going to have to wait and let everybody through. That's promoted Mandula to P number 8. That's promoted Michael Malik to P9. Look at this, Rick Cardle's got to run.
Yeah, one important thing to note here is that Cardo has a lot better tires than Laguskas or Eoin. So that could prove to be a big thing in a lap or two.
Yeah, we mentioned it at the top of the show. The tyres were going to play a part, even though this is a sprint race. Rick Cardle shows his nose on the inside. He's still got it there, and he'll have the inside for the next turn. Oh, cuts the corner.
Oh, okay.
Here comes Eoin.
That wasn't polite at all from Cardo. He just pushed his nose into there.
Yeah, that promotes Joni Katila to P2. Laguskas down to P3, and now Rick Cardle just needs to run away.
Laguskas has the draft on Katila. He will go through.
And Unite gets past Spiky as well for P4. Unite started in P6, fast retired, and he's managed to get past Spiky. So Spiky's back where he started, but Unite making good progress. Now he needs to catch up to the back of Joni Katila. He looks like he's got decent tyres. Let's see if Joni has anything to say.
I expect Rick to try and run away now that he has cleared track and the two guys behind him are fighting.
As we approach the chicane, this is a notorious chicane in Fern Bay. Really easy to get it wrong and roll the car, and no such luck for Joni Katila. And it looks like Lagutskis is taunting Yoni a little bit, doesn't it, with that number plate?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to keep his eye on the road.
Oh!
And there's a bit of a cut. I'd say Lagutskis might get away with that. He wouldn't have lost position necessarily.
I mean,
Yeah, he'll get away with it all race long if the FIA are stewarding this race, but yeah.
Yeah, our steward is driving. that's for the best, I think.
understatement of the year by Eoin. A bit of a cut.
That was straight lining.
That was a blatant straight line, yeah.
He invented a new track.
Yeah. Have 7-9 in a battle for position. You may have lost a position already, but now Timu Soini has felt the need to go on the attack at turns 6 and 7. Now we have car off. It's Lorenzo. Lorenzo just in the picture now, has run wide and will lose a lot of positions in his BMW Motorsports inspired livery. That's another unfortunate incident. I think those first sector corners are the most treacherous, I think, with the high speeds. Now back to the lead.
So Twinkem is attacking Kossi for 13th place. He had to lift a bit, but now gets a nice run as Kossi hit the wall a bit. Will he stick around on the outside? This is a dangerous place, and Kossi lifts. Smart move by Kossi. That could have been quite dangerous if they both went into it.
The same thing's happening between Texas. Texas smashes the curb. He's running the same livery as Cozzy there, and he's sent himself and who was that? That was Lakota off onto the grass through the chicane. So a little bit ugly there. And there's been a crash. Jari Katilla's gone.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Chicane. He's got huge damage, so it must have been
Twinkem was also involved in that because he lost all the places he got.
Oh, okay. So we just missed that.
Kid was also slow, so 3 cars involved in that crash.
Yeah, possibly just a concertina effect at the chicane, and that's cost Jari Katilla a number of places. Yaroslav Donlik's up into the top 15, Kid up to P12. And you said that Rick Cardle needed to run away. Look at that gap that he's got over Yoni Katilla now. 3 seconds in just over a lap.
He's using all the grip he has and all the track he has.
Abe smelling blood. Thamuli ahead of him, driving for ZFRL. Under threat. He's not going to go for the move into the chicane. Surely not. He'll probably wait until the final corner. 2 wheels. Doing it in style, that's for sure. Here he goes. Sticks his nose on the inside. And going to be side by side in the exit. In fact, not the best exit there for Abe. Really has more speed and more momentum out of the corner. Abe's going to try and use the slipstream down the home straight across the start finish line. They go to start lap 5 of 11 here, and yeah, Abe couldn't make that stick this time round.
Yeah, you can't really take the tight line with FXO and get a nice exit because it's just you just spin your front tires.
It's Unite gaining time on Lagutskis for the 3rd place battle. Heading now into Sector 2 very shortly. It's a crucial period of the race here for Lagutskis. He won't catch Yoni on the on this going. We have Unite now on the ascendancy. Clear track behind. Heading up now to turn 14. Those very, very dangerous walls to his right-hand side there. Ricardo continues to pull away. So let's see how they get on now with the next back straight to come.
It really looks like Lagutskis is actually struggling, and those aren't words we normally hear. If you remember back to the last GT2 Challenge race, he was absolutely on pace in that race. Just not having fun with those tyres here today as he completely launches it over that chicane. All 4 wheels in the air, and yeah, Unite must be able to smell that this is coming. This move is going to be made at some point.
Yeah, it's all about the tires here because Laguskas was fighting first with Cardo, then with Katila and overpushed the car. And now Unite has better tires, and because of that, he has better speed. So
Cattle's been off at the chicane. Sorry to interrupt. Just lost 3 places to Alessio Ramito, Rony, and Bluski, as we've got Jocks also tumbling down the order. Clearly a problem at the chicane. And that's Scattle's teammate Twincam making up a place, up into 13th for the Born to Race driver.
we got a freeway fight into the hairpin. Iron Donny, Magic, and Texas for 28th position.
Magic looks to have held on there. So Scattle had a good lap when I was watching him about 3 or 4 minutes ago. It's just a pity something did go amiss from there. Yeah, Magic in the Peugeot. We return to Unite and his quest for a bronze medal.
Yeah, having said what I was saying before, Laguskas has opened up a little bit. He's still taking massive chunks out of the chicane. Wherever he can find time, he's finding it. All 4 wheels in the air over the first chicane in his attempts to catch up to Yoni Katila, who in turn is trying to catch up to Rick Cardlin. It's not happening. The gap a further 2 seconds to the leader from Yoni.
Lorenzo goes off into the last turn, goes wide to the track.
Yeah, that's something's happened there into the hairpin, the final hairpin on the lap.
He caught a bit of grass out of the last chicane and just couldn't turn it right on the last turn. He has red hot tires.
Worth noting that Iron Donny, who qualified, was it P35, has made it up to P21. So that's quite a number of positions gained, probably going for the high climber. As we've got Magic for race green battling with some broadcasters. Elmo side by side, Elmo wide. Magic will have the line. Elmo may be able to keep it alongside for the left-hander that's coming up. Nope. Magic takes that place. Or does he?
Magic had a strong run there. Carry on. There's about 3 or 4 corner build to perform that overtake, but Magic has it done for now. Elmo won't give up.
Iron Donny looks to be very interested in Magic and Elmo, and he has a lot better tires, so once they figure out who will lead out of those 2, I guess he will just attack them both. For now, he's just holding station behind them and lifting a lot.
Setting his sights on a top 20. He's got a good run out of this corner. He might be able to get alongside before the chicane. It'd be a risk. Nah, he's going to stay behind. That's a good call. Even though this Mickey Mouse chicane is quite wide, as
Elmo goes wide.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm really amazed by the safe driving by Iron Donny. He's just lifting a lot and not going into the fights where he doesn't need to.
We ride on board with our race leader, Rick Cardle, who is some 5.5 seconds ahead of world-class lines like Yoni Katila. He's just coming up to the final chicane to make this halfway through this race. We are on lap 6 of 11 in this RTFR 251st edition of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. Of course, 2 weeks ago we celebrated the 250th edition of the series as Rick gets a bit of opposite lock on through the final corner and over this enormous grid where 40 cars thundered away only around about nearly 20 minutes ago, and across the line.
Yaroslav Donelik, he's under pressure now. Yari Katila and Ayub their battle has resumed. I was watching about half a lap ago. All of a sudden they've caught up to Yaroslav. And they're going to head up into the final complex corners now. Seems like they'll hold fort. Very close between those 2 behind. And actually, Ayub is through. Ayub has gained the position.
So at the moment, Ricardo is basically a second per lap faster than anybody else. So the clean track is treating him well.
Yeah, he's vanished from Yoni Katila's point of view. I can't see him at all. He's well and truly gone.
man on the move at the moment, though, is Iron Donny. He's about to be under the rear wing of Magic, and I'm noticing that Iron Donny's race partner from the last few rounds that I've seen these guys battling, Yaroslav Donlik's only 4 places ahead. But who knows? By the end, these two could be battling for position. Speaking of Yada, he is under pressure from Ayub, the Born to Race driver, who has, he's thinking about going for a move already. And there in the background, you can see Iron Donny making up a lot of places in this race, as Yada runs quite deep there through this, I don't even know what you call this section. Massive cliffs on either side. And Ayub's got to run.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to take advantage of it, though, Pete. It's the wrong kind of corner to go for a dive. Unless you're feeling like your opponent is going to take a seat and let you through. That's not going to happen with these extremely competitive drivers. So Ayub just has to try again for the start of the 16-17 complex and then go from there. And then he gains from the downhill. He's able to roll off the accelerator and let the car do the work.
Yeah, just not the exit he wanted, unfortunately, and that will have to wait. Yada lives to fight another day, or does he? Because this chicane's coming up. Oh, Yada smashes the tyres, and Abe's going to have a run. Abe is going to have this place easy. There we go. That's how much time you can lose by getting that chicane wrong. Abe up to P15.
So that means Iron Donny is one place nearer to Yada again.
And possibly another, as Yari Katilla is looking like he wants a piece of that action as well. Yari's already had some action in this race, as you can tell by the look at the front of his car. He had an incident with Twin Cam. Under pressure, Zdravko?
Yeah, there was a battle that was brewing for 2-3 laps, and Onur made a mistake out of last turn. Mishu capitalizes nicely. Onur has really hot tires, but he was holding nicely until that mistake. Yeah, I kinda expect Mishu to run away from him now. He looked to have a much better pace than Onur.
Beg your pardon, there's an interruption here, or an incident here for Texas. He's lost out badly at the final chicane. Lakota is wide, Redbot is next to him as well. That's gone horribly wrong. I was paying attention to World Class Lions Koivunen, and all of a sudden Texas is slow in the picture, and now they're going to go 2 abreast into the first chicane. And there we go. Koivunen is up now. He's regained that position he's lost. Lakota is down a place. Texas recovers what he may have lost. Oh, goodness me, that was a scary moment for these guys. We have more in the background. It's Pavluski, 7-9, and Alicio Ramito. A lot of drivers on the scene here.
Yeah, an absolute gaggle of cars. It looks like the place to be is the top 20 if you want to battle.
We had Ayub going a bit wide, so now there's a big train of cars behind him with the Muley, Magic, and Magic hits Muley a bit. This will give Iron Donny a run. He was waiting patiently behind Magic for quite a few laps now.
Yeah, he's managed to get past Yari, and that car ahead of him is Ayub. Yada has managed... Sorry, he didn't get past Yari, he got past Magic, made my mistake. Yari is some way ahead at the moment.
We have Koivunen ahead of Lakota. Redbot is actually going to gain as well here for this terribly frightening turn 14 chicane. Redbot now has the inside. Like, those cars were about six in a row sort of thing, but that was an unfortunate collision there. Lakota falls a lot of places, and Pavluski is on the... Oh, no, guys, please.
3 wide.
I
This
swear.
is a bad place to go
Stop.
3 wide.
Don't do it.
Oh, they've managed to sort it out.
Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, calm down, Owen.
Yeah, I know they couldn't hear me, viewers, but the principle was there. Just don't do that.
Yeah, never go too wide through that chicane, let alone 3 wide. They managed to get it sorted out. They lost a chunk of time though. That's Rony in the background. Oh, and
Oh,
there's
traffic
spin
jam.
for-
Lakota got stuck on the barrier. 7-9 may have forced him to take that line since he was battling for his own position. Rony ahead.
Yeah, Scattle's making up places here. He's just in a battle with Lakota now. The next car for him is Climbs.
We know Climbs is one of the best drivers out on track, but his error at turn 7, I think it was, that cost him 25 to nearly 30 places. Awful luck for him.
Yeah, just an update about the front of the field. I know it's been a while since we've pointed our cameras there, but Rick Cardle's still leading with an 8.5 second gap over Yoni Katila. Lagutskas some 3 seconds behind that, and Unite is getting close to Lagutskas still, but not able to make the move just yet as we watch Scattle trying to carve his way through from the back of the field. Currently P30, about to try and have a run on GRT Climbs as we go across start-finish.
So this lap alone in first 2 sectors, Unite was 0.7 seconds faster than Laguskas. So he's definitely catching up.
Now we're going to take a look at Scattle here. There's a battle in front of him. Actually, Rony has had to give up the place to Climbs. He made a brilliant judgment to gain the position on the outside line, but maybe just here he's lost out. Now he's kept it going at the turns 9 to 11 section, and he's away. That was very, very well judged. He nearly blew it, but well done to him. He's kept going. We have a camera kept on the battle for 3rd and 4th. Laguskas still has a comfortable enough gap over Unite. Just needs to stay calm, and he has the position done. It's about half a second, maybe more. There they are now. All the tires just fell awkwardly into Unite's racing line, but he's okay.
Yeah, that is one of the risks around here, especially with these chicanes that are made up of tyres and not solid objects. Sometimes drivers ahead can displace them into the path of the cars behind. Obviously, most of the time it's not intentional. It'd be very hard to judge that intentionally, but yeah, it's still uncomfortable if you're following someone closely through those tyres, as we see Lagutskas jumping over the first chicane again. All 4 wheels in the air. Spectacular stuff. But yeah, Unite isn't making any more inroads, is he? He's really kind of in a bit of a stalemate at the moment, trying to get another podium in RTFR.
Yeah, this is another vital point of the race. When you enter Sector 2, you're not going to get an overtake done cleanly, but we have Ayub now defending his inside line against Donny.
Yeah, we got Iron Donny chasing Ayub. It looked like he might get a draft into the start-finish straight, but Iron Donny really plays it safe this whole race. He's been gaining positions, but really trying to stay out of trouble.
And we have SPTV's Elmo. He had a section of track all to himself, but he's been caught by the world-class Lions Covenant. That's battle for 21st, 22nd. We have Alicio Ramito sandwiched in between 2 competitors there. That's Pavliski and 7-9. And he's actually going to... Oh, he's nearly conceded the precious inside line there, heading into the turn number 8, I think it is. And Covenant is through.
Covenant made it, yeah, he made the move. Yeah, it's all heating up towards the end of this race. We have a lap and a half to go. Climbs is side by side with Alessio Ramito there. Or Texas, is it?
Texas. That was a door-to-door meeting there, and unfortunately Texas is the loser, as the barrier was there to greet him. 7-9 is also through, and Lakota is the next driver in range. We have a Scattle as well. Sorry, yeah, that's Scattle now. At this stage, they're going to have to make their minds up here. Pete, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely focus on this battle. Scattle not likely to make that move. Is he going to try around the outside? That's a risky one. It looks like he is. He's still he's good. Yeah, I was just saying. I reckon Unite's last chance is going to be on the final lap. He's probably just sat behind, maybe biding his time. I don't know whether he's decided to drop back a bit, but definitely looks in better shape for this final lap as we see Lakota trying to get alongside Texas again, losing places, chunks and chunks of places, three places in fact.
That's Soini on his outside. He's going to cut to the grass.
Yeah,
that may have been
that
poor judgment.
Yeah, Unite just made a big mistake in last sector, and he lost 0.7 seconds to Laguskas. He will have to push really, really hard to be able to catch him up. I'm not sure he can do it in one lap.
So after winning the race in the FBM 2 weeks ago, it doesn't look like Unite's going to be on a podium unless one of the drivers ahead makes a critical error. As one of the drivers ahead
goes wide.
Oh, there it is.
Is it enough,
luckily for Laguskas, Unite also went to the grass, probably in sympathy.
Yeah, he actually gained no time, really, did he, on Laguskas there?
He gained like a tenth.
Yeah.
Oh, Unite goes very, very wide.
Just drifting now.
Yep.
Managed his tyres so well all race, and then just thought, you know what, these tyres need a bit of heat in them.
And now he got it really right.
And there was a self-confession at the back of the grid here. Texas has said his maths are wrong and his petrol is not going to make it to the end, with SPTV's Falca gaining on him now. So that's a real blunder, unfortunately. He's not going to be able to save enough fuel unless he starts now. So there we go. Falca has gained that position.
Wow, Texas is coasting, essentially. Yeah,
his fuel's probably down to the limit, so he has to slow down.
It'd be remarkable if he can make it. I mean, it's a long lap. He's already fuel saving as he goes across the line on the final lap. So yeah, it's going to be a long one. Speaking of the final lap, Rick Cardle is on it, and he's in the final. Well, he's coming up to the final sector, isn't he already? It's huge margin over Yoni Katila. 12 seconds now. Yoni's only just coming onto the bridge. What a masterclass from Sidus and Rick Cardle. Almost the entire length of the bridge between him and Yoni Katila in a 11 lap race. Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. I'm currently watching at position 17, Aaron Donny. He's chasing Jari Katila. Jari Katila has red hot tires, both fronts, and was 1.5 seconds slower in first sector than Aaron Donny. At this pace, Donny, oh my god, he will get him even sooner. I wanted to say he will get him at the end of the lap, but it looks like Katila wants to get it done.
Yeah, Katila just wants that position to be Donny's, apparently. Let's see, can Donny get a good run through the chicane? Yes, he can. Yari runs wide, and we have a winner. We actually missed it because of that. That's how far ahead Rick Cardle was. He crosses the line to win after 32 minutes of racing here. Yoni Katila only just crossing the line now. There we go, P2 for Yoni Katila for World Class Lines. What happened to Lagutskas? Unite was waiting at the line. It looks like Lagutskas had a mare somewhere in the final dying lap. Spikey came across the line P4. Lagutskas P5.
Oh, he's destroyed his car.
Absolutely destroyed. No idea. Mishu P6. Mandula P7. What happened there?
Oh, Katila fights really hard for the position with Donny.
The Ever Given makes its destination in P9, so huzzah.
Yeah, I feel like we have to give that one more glimpse on stream. Michael Malik there, and yeah, more and more drivers finishing the race. It looks like we've still got some battles. We've got a battle out of the final corner, and the car's gone into the wall out of the final corner there. Yari has not had a good final lap with Iron Donny coming across the line just behind Magic in the end. In fact, I think Iron Donny wanted to yield a position there, it looked like. Didn't end up doing it in the end, as Yari crossed the line in P20.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that was Iron Donny's fault. Yari was really, really aggressive in last 5 turns.
Just waiting for the final cars to cross the line. I mean, there are a lot of them still. It's a long lap. There goes Rony crossing the line in P30 in the end. So yeah, after a pretty intense race, I think it was pretty intense from from 10th downwards. I don't think anybody had a quiet race except the top guys. The top guys strung out quite considerably in the end. The only real battle at the end between Spike and Lagutskas, because Lagutskas had I don't know what he did. He had some trouble on the final lap. No idea. Into the final corner, promoting Genuine Racing Unite to his second podium in 2 weeks in RTFR. But all attention has to go back to this man, Rick Cardle, the Dutchman, for Sidus, who has taken the win in spectacular fashion, 16 seconds in the end to Zdravko ahead of Joni Katila.
Yeah, just amazing performance. Even in quali, he was almost at world record pace, and in the race, he just showed that he was the most consistent out of everybody.
Yeah, consistency is king in the FXO. Obviously, you're tire limited in this front-wheel drive car, especially around a track with so many corners and quite a lot of high-speed corners actually in the middle sector. The back straight has a very tricky left-hander which you take almost flat out, and there's a big wall that greets you on the exit on Fern Bay Black in this direction. And Rick Cardle is a master of the FXO, as you have just witnessed. And I think we're almost ready to classify the full results. We have 38 finishers. As Rick Cardle makes his way around to the podium area. I'm not quite sure where it is. Can anyone see?
It's on the first chicane.
First chicane,
everybody.
okay.
He just decided to do a whole new lap.
Oh, he's going to hit the pit wall. Oh, he's lost it. Okay, so Unite crashed into a bin at West Hill, and Rick Cardle's... And yeah, Unite's also crashed into the pit wall there. Rick doing a bit of...
Oh, no!
Oh, and he's hit Unite.
Oh, the sponsors will be too pleased.
Will Rick even be able to get to the chicane with all these cars in the way? Yes, he will.
Oh no!
Oh, the Ever Given has blocked the podium. Can you see that? Michael Malik.
Damn you!
I wonder whether this was his plan all along. Oh, he's actually okay. He's moved.
Well, we caught it on camera.
That is a shame.
We caught it on camera. Rick is ready.
Rick is going up the podium. Anyway, enough of this frivolity. Let's get the results done. Race results for the 251st Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. Rick Cardle for Sidus makes his way onto the victory lane ahead of Joni Katila in second place. Genuine Racing's Unite P3, Spikey P4, Lagutskas P5, Mishu P6, Mandula P7, Owner P8, Michael Malik P9, Falcon for Race Green in P10, Cozzy P11, Tim Broadcast Kid in P12, good result. Twin Cam in for B2R in P13, Jocks for FNS. A solid result, actually. That he was I think he qualified in the top 20. Yaroslav Donlik P15, Magic P16, Ayub in P17, Iron Donny after a good recovery drive from P35 ends P18. Then it's the world-class Lions duo of Pekka Koivunen and Andy Yarikatila rounding out the top 20. On to the second sheet of results, the Mooley for ZFRL in P21, Elmo P22, Redbot P23, Climbs, Alessio Rumito, 7-9, ex-Pabluski, Scattle, Lokota, and Rony round out the top 30. And then the final 10, world-class lines, Timu Soini, Simbroadcast Falca, Xtoff Texas, MK Tama, Mies, Lorenzo, Firexter, Pit Lane Racer, and a retirement on the second lap, I think it was. First chicane of the second lap. Fast, classified in position 40. The fastest lap there going to Rick Cardle. Apologies for the Spanish. Rick Cardle finishing a stunning race in 16 seconds ahead of Joni Katila. Fastest lap a 2:55.30. What a race!
I mean, you gotta be doing something right to put 16 seconds on Joni in 11 laps.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that brings to a close our racing action for this evening in Rony's Tuesday Fun Race 2021 round number 7, the 251st edition. Yeah, it's been quite a history for this series. And Rick Cardle there winning today's event. So, looking forward to the action over the next few weeks. We have plenty coming up on the channel. This weekend, in fact, we have the NDR GT2 Challenge 6-hour endurance race at West Hill International. We hope you can join us for that. That is going to be a fantastic race with some excellent teams. We don't really know, we don't have any expectation going into this race, do we? It's going to be the first time we've had a GT endurance race in quite some time in Live for Speed. I wonder which familiar faces we're going to see, and maybe some new faces as well. Live coverage beginning at 2:30 UTC on simbroadcasts.tv. So yeah, can you summarise what you've enjoyed about this evening's action, Eoin and Zdravko? Let's start with you, Eoin.
I certainly enjoyed the mid-pack racing. There were lots of drivers able to hang close to each other and keep it reasonably clean up the turn 13 hill. That can prove very dangerous, and obviously the quality of Ricardo's driving has to be seen to be believed. So that was my favourite two parts of today. What do you think, Zdravko?
I definitely agree about the mid-pack. It was just so action-packed whole race. Almost every turn they were overtaking, and yeah, it looked really fun. But in the meanwhile, you just can't forget how Cardo just dropped everybody else. He went to the first place on like lap 3 and built a huge gap to the end of the race. Just amazing show.
Fantastic action here. Join us again for Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in 2 weeks' time on Tuesday, the 13th of April, the 252nd RTFR Round 8 of 2021 at Kyoto GP Alternate in the FZR. That should be a fun one. Then next week, on the 20th of April, the week after that, we will be returning for Rony's Tuesday Fun Race XL, the 52nd edition, the Fox at Fern Bay Gold. I know Zdravko is looking forward to that. Probably won't be joining us in the commentary box because, well, he loves the Fox. And that's just about all we've got time for. Thank you for tuning in to Sim Broadcast this evening for Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Eoin. Thank you, Zdravko. Good night.